All right, we want to talk about this. Ever pull something out of the fridge or the cabinet and the use-by date has passed, or maybe it's way past, which happens
like,
in our house?
oh.
Exactly.
So what does that mean for you? Too many people? That means, okay, it's gotta go. Let's throw it out. But should you? Our John Shumway is back with that part of the use it or pitch it debate.
Yeah, and the general answer to that is no, don't pitch it, at least not yet.
Don't you hate that feeling of pulling something out you're depending on for dinner and the date has passed?
Best if used by, best if used before, and used by are all pretty much looking at peak quality and peak flavor.
Penn State Extension's food safety and quality educator and a registered dietitian, Mary Alice Gettings, says the dates are not about food safety. For instance, eggs have a use-by date.
You can eat eggs for a couple weeks, maybe even a month after the sell-by date.
She says trust your sense of smell. If it's no good, you'll know it. Spices have a best-by or use-by date as well.
Now, something like spices, you could use them for years. They just might not be as potent. So you just use a little bit more.
Chips, crackers, and other dry items will lose their crispy over time, especially after they're opened. And then there's...
The canned foods can last quite a long time.
Mary Alice says canned goods fall into a couple of categories.
You have about 3 to 6 months after that use-by date to use foods that are canned and high in acid. So things like fruits and tomatoes.
But listen to this.
Now, when it comes to low acid foods, like most of your vegetables, say like green beans or corn or peas, those can be used actually up to 2 years after the use-by date.
That's right, 2 years. Now, here's a good rule of thumb about canned items. If the ends of the can start to bow out, that's a good indication. Probably want to avoid that. Just go ahead and pitch it. And be careful with powdered mixes like pancake mix or cake mix. Some of those, I know they're powdered, but they contain oil. And after their dates, those can start to get a little bit rancid. You may or you may not smell it, but Mary Alice tells me if you cook it, you're going to taste it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. Canned goods. You're telling us they're good years after.
Well, that's what Mary Alice says, and she suggests that you rotate your cabinet so that the oldest items are always in the front. When you buy something new, put it in the back, and you're less likely to even get close to those expiration dates. And if there's stuff there that, well, you're just not going to use it, donate it, because a lot of people can.
Well,
Yeah.
that's very true. All right. Good advice. And you know what? And what my grandma said about if the can bulges, throw it
Right.
out.
Yep.
That's true.
See, Grandma knew what she was talking about, David.
All right. Never doubt Grandma Wilda.